political movement from another part of the world began to shape the dynamics of your country. Ever wondered how the Khalistan movement began and its implications for Canada and India? Let's take a step back to the genesis of the Khalistan movement. Born in the heart of India during the 1970s and 80s, the Khalistan movement was a call for an independent Sikh state. The name Khalistan translates to Land of the Pure, and it became the rallying cry for many Sikhs who felt marginalized and discriminated against. The quest for this separate homeland, however, was not without its share of bloodshed. The movement spiraled into a violent insurgency that claimed thousands of lives, turning the lush fields of Punjab into a battleground. Fast forward to the present, and the echoes of Khalistan are heard far beyond India's borders. In Canada, home to the largest Sikh population outside of India, the movement has found fertile ground. The Sikh diaspora in Canada, while diverse in their opinions, has a significant number who support the cause of Khalistan. This movement, born out of a quest for a separate homeland, has grown beyond the borders of India and found a significant following in Canada. How has the Khalistan movement developed in Canada, and why is it a cause for concern? Firstly, Canada is home to the largest Sikh population outside of India, with nearly 800,000 Sikhs. Their views are not unified, but a portion of this population supports the Khalistan movement, which demands an independent Sikh state. This has shaped various directions of Sikh action in Canada, from peaceful demonstrations to more revolutionary approaches. An event that drew global attention was the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Sikh separatist leader who was declared a terrorist by India for his alleged ties with Khalistan Tiger Force. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau blamed India for the incident, based on Canadian intelligence and Indian diplomats' surveillance. This sharp controversies and raised questions about the nature and limits of Sikh action. This movement, while not illegal in Canada, has created tensions at both national and international levels. It has not only made diplomatic relations between Canada and India tense, but has also deepened divisions among Sikh immigrants. Thus, the Khalistan movement in Canada is a complex and controversial issue, constantly affecting the nation's socio-political landscape. In what ways has the Khalistan movement affected India-Canada relations, you might ask? Well, the echo of this movement has indeed reached the diplomatic corridors of both nations, leading to a rather tense atmosphere. Canada, home to the largest Sikh population outside of India, has come under the Indian government's scrutiny for allegedly supporting Khalistan activists. The tension escalated when Canada accused India of potentially being involved in the assassination of a Sikh separatist leader, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, on Canadian soil. This accusation, based on Canadian intelligence, has added fuel to the already fiery relations between the two countries. In response, India has taken some stern measures, such as halting the issuance of visas to Canadian citizens and urging Canada to trim its diplomatic staff. These measures, while seemingly drastic, reflect the depth of the strained relations. The Khalistan movement, once confined to India, has now spilled over international borders, carving a rift between India and Canada. The ripple effects of this movement have significantly strained relations between India and Canada. What could be the economic fallout for India and Canada if the Khalistan movement continues to escalate? Let's delve into this. Trade between India and Canada, currently robust with a healthy mix of goods and services, could be significantly impacted. The tension between the two nations may lead to boycotts or sanctions, disrupting the flow of essential goods like pharmaceuticals from India or machinery and equipment from Canada. The creation of a new state brings about its own economic challenges. Infrastructure development, policy formulation, and governance structures all require substantial financial resources. It's a tall order, and it's unclear where these funds would come from. Now consider the potential mass relocation of Sikhs from Canada, the UK, and Australia to a prospective Khalistan. This could strain the new state's resources, potentially leading to economic instability. Moreover, the countries losing these citizens would also feel the pinch. Sikhs contribute significantly to the economies of these nations, and their departure could lead to labor shortages and reduced consumer spending. Yet this mass migration is far from certain. Historical precedents like the partition of India in 1947 suggest that only a fraction of the population may choose to relocate. If this were the case, it could mitigate some of these economic challenges, but not all. On the other hand, there is no Khalistan movement in India. Where does the Khalistan movement go from here, and what could be the future implications for India and Canada? A question that's on many minds today. The road ahead is not linear and offers multiple possibilities. One scenario is the continuation of the movement as it is, fueled by allegations and counter-allegations, with an undercurrent of tension between India and Canada. This could potentially lead to further diplomatic rifts, straining their international relations. Conversely, the movement could experience a decline, especially if it fails to gain substantial support from the Sikh diaspora. The tension might then gradually dissipate, allowing for the restoration of diplomatic relations. Then there's the possibility of the movement transforming into a more peaceful activism. The Khalistan movement, like any other, has the potential to evolve over time. It could shift its focus towards advocating for the rights of Sikhs, rather than seeking an independent state. This could lead to a more productive dialogue between Sikhs, India, and Canada. The way forward could also involve increased dialogue and understanding between India and Canada. It's essential for both countries to acknowledge the complexities of the situation and work together to prevent the escalation of conflict. Open discussions can pave the way for better relations and a peaceful resolution. The future of the Khalistan movement is uncertain, but its impact on India-Canada relations is undeniable.